I want you to imagine this for a moment. It's the end of the month. You've worked tirelessly, maybe 2 jobs, maybe pulling overtime just to make the bills stretch. You sit down, open your bank account, and it's the same story. The numbers barely moved. You feel trapped, not because you're lazy, not because you're bad with money, but because life feels like it's stacked against you. And every time you think about trying to climb out, it's like running on a treadmill that won't slow down. I've been there. I've watched friends and family live paycheck to paycheck, wondering if freedom will ever be real. And today, I want to talk about something that doesn't get said enough. Escaping poverty isn't just about money. It's about mindset, psychology, and the systems we're all living in. So, if you feel stuck, like there's no way forward, this video is for you. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Being poor isn't just about how much money you make. Most of the advice you hear, just work harder, save more, invest early, sounds logical, but it misses a deeper truth. The truth is, poverty isn't just a financial problem. It's psychological, it's emotional. It shapes how you see the world, how you make decisions, and even how much energy you have to fight for a better life. When money is always tight, your brain is running a constant stress loop. Every choice is a trade-off. Every unexpected expense feels catastrophic. And here's the kicker. Our society tells us it's our fault, that if we're struggling, we just didn't plan well enough, didn't hustle hard enough. But I want you to pause and really hear this. Struggling with money doesn't mean you're lazy, broken, or inferior. It just means you're human, trying to survive in a system that wasn't built to make survival easy. So before we even talk about solutions, let's change how we think about the problem. You are not the problem. The circumstances are hard. Your mindset is just a tool, and right now it might be worn down from years of stress. Let's unpack why escaping poverty feels impossible and why it doesn't have to stay that way. First, your brain under stress is a decision-making machine in survival mode. When money is tight, your mental energy is drained. That's why when rent is due and your car breaks down in the same week, it feels like the walls are closing in. It's not just bad luck, it's cognitive load. Your brain has a limit, and constant financial stress eats it up. Second, small choices compound over time, but in ways that aren't obvious. Think of your money like water flowing downhill. Even tiny leaks, an extra coffee here, a small late fee there, drain you over months and years. Meanwhile, the people with access to resources, better jobs, safer neighborhoods, financial guidance, have the channels of water flowing toward them instead. The system isn't always fair. That doesn't mean you can't build your channel. It just means you need to be strategic. And here's where psychology comes in. When you feel stuck, you start believing you're trapped. That belief alone changes your behavior. You might pass up opportunities, avoid risks that could actually help you, or spend money in ways that temporarily relieve stress but hurt long-term stability. This is called the scarcity mindset, and it's real. Not because you're weak, but because scarcity rewires the way your brain prioritizes short-term survival over long-term growth. But here's the paradox. Escaping poverty doesn't require you to become perfect. It doesn't require a huge windfall, a miracle job, or genius-level investing. It requires understanding your patterns, seeing the small leaks, and learning how to redirect your energy. Let me give you an example. There was a man I know whose name was David. He worked at a grocery store, $11 an hour, single father, rent eating half his paycheck. Every month he felt behind. And yet, he slowly started tracking where his money went, not to blame himself, but to understand his habits. He found he was losing hundreds a month to late fees and impulse purchases during high-stress weeks. It wasn't about depriving himself, it was about awareness. By fixing small leaks, even just a few $100s, he created breathing room. And once there's space, your mind can think bigger, plan better, and spot opportunities. This is where psychology meets action. The way you think about money drives the way you use money. And once you shift your thinking, even incremental actions start to feel empowering instead of exhausting. So here's a principle that changes everything.
Focus on control, not perfection. You can't control the economy, your landlord, or when your car breaks down, but you can control small, consistent steps that make life a little easier each month. Think of it like walking out of a dark tunnel, one step at a time. You don't need to see the exit yet, you just need to keep moving in the right direction. And this is where most people get stuck. They wait for a big break, a perfect opportunity, but life rarely works that way. Freedom is built in layers. Every small decision, every tiny adjustment adds up to a foundation that eventually supports bigger moves. Another shift is reframing risk. In scarcity, risk feels terrifying because every dollar matters, but the reality is, calculated risks, like learning a skill that increases your income or starting a small side hustle, can create paths that waiting and worrying never will. The goal isn't to gamble recklessly, it's to redirect your energy toward choices that compound over time, like knowledge, skill building, and relationships. So now let's bring this into your life. What does escaping poverty look like in practical terms? Start with awareness. Track your money, not to shame yourself, but to understand patterns. Awareness creates options. When you see leaks, you can plug them. Second, prioritize control over perfection. Even tiny adjustments, like reducing recurring expenses, negotiating bills, or planning groceries, create mental breathing room. And breathing room fuels clarity, which fuels better decisions. Third, invest in yourself. This doesn't mean buying a course or taking on debt. It means skills, knowledge, and habits that increase your capacity to earn, manage, and grow. Even small steps, reading, practicing, learning, compound faster than you think. Fourth, leverage community and systems. Ask for guidance, explore programs, and don't isolate yourself. Poverty thrives in isolation, but connection opens doors and ideas you can't create alone. Finally, focus on long-term compounding. Money, habits, and mindset all compound. A small habit today, saving $5, learning a new skill, taking a mental health break, can seem insignificant, but over months and years, they stack in ways you'll only notice later. Think of it this way: your progress is invisible at first. That's normal. You're laying the foundation. The walls, the floor, and the roof come later. I want to leave you with this. Escaping poverty is not about instant transformation or feeling like you're failing when life hits hard. It's about small, consistent steps that reclaim control over your life and mind. You might not see the results today. You might feel the weight of bills, deadlines, and pressure tomorrow. That's okay. Progress is quieter than you think. It's not flashy, but it's real, and it's yours. Remember, the journey isn't about perfection. It's about persistence, awareness, and understanding that your struggles don't define your potential. If this video resonated with you, take a moment and commit to one small step today. Maybe it's tracking your spending for the week, plugging a small financial leak, or learning one new skill that could help you earn more. And if you want to keep learning, keep growing, and stay on a path where progress beats perfection, like this video, share, and hit the subscribe button. Join a community that understands the struggle, but also knows that change, slow, steady, thoughtful change, is possible. And don't forget, you're not alone. Every small choice you make today is building the freedom you've been searching for. Start now, keep going, and trust yourself. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.